I am finishing up taxes for this year, and I wanted to talk a little bit about timing and scheduling for the type of business I'm running in case anyone is following along in their own journey. Two aspects to it. One, how I saved some time and was more efficient this year. And two, here's my bulldog. I don't know if you can hear him. How the structure of the timekeeping works for this type of business. So I'll start with the latter. I qualify for a pretty nice tax rebate if I track my hours to prove that I am a real estate professional, which does not have to mean an agent with a license. It counts if you are an Airbnb investor and host as most of your activities as well. So you have to have at least 800 hours per year, I believe, which is something like half time. And those hours have to be spent on real estate activities. So that's pretty easy for my situation, even only being able to work about half time. So the other piece of the question, which was how to save time, well, part of it was just circumstantial. My kid got a driver's license, and because I was tracking my hours, I figured out that I have recouped about 20 hours a week that I was driving places, getting the kid to school, scheduling things. And that's just being a mom or a dad. Everybody does that. But I was in a very, very busy period of my life with both of us being sick and my kid being relatively young, and wanting or needing to stay home. So I'm doing adult life kind of backwards, at least according to these days' trends. I got married still in college just because I happened to meet the right person and want to do that. Actually, we were high school sweethearts. We'd already been together for a very long time. And then we waited quite a while, but I had a kid relatively young. So my kid is now about 16, and now that they can drive and, I don't have to be there for activities and appointments and stuff, that's where the time recoup is coming from. And I have to rest just about as much as I work hour for hour in order not to get burned out again. Now that's highly individual, and even for me that, changes from time to time, but that's just where I'm at right now, coming out of a burnout phase after I figured out the chronic illness. So that will vary, but I didn't want to give up the time I spend on rest and self-care all over to business, because that's typically why I will burn out. I never knew where the balance point was. So if you want to play along at home, I am playing a bingo game called How Can I Do As Little as Possible in a Day and Get Everything Done and Still Advance the business, etc., and take care of myself, rather than how can I get as much done in as few hours or as little energy as possible to stay healthy. It sounds similar, but it helps me make different choices, because like right now I'm finishing up taxes, and because of my health in various aspects, that is extremely draining for me, and I need to rest quite a bit for every stretch of paperwork that I do. And I'm just accepting it this year. It is what it is, because I am finding the balance point where, like, if I just rest every couple hours, or I do this or I do that, then I can do a lot more in terms of, like, when I can work, I can get more done, or I can do better work, or I can get things done a lot faster, etc. So I started only prioritizing the stuff that absolutely had to be done that day or that week or whatever, and then putting other stuff off where normally I would have done it sooner just to be considerate. But we're well into CEO territory here in terms of my timing and scheduling, in terms of not being able to answer my own email anymore, not being able to do like confirmation calls on any type of appointment. I don't confirm anything. I just show up or I don't. And It's kind of rude, but eventually you realize, like, I haven't checked my email since switching over from the journalism because that was like my slush pile of pitches and newsletters. Um, in like a year, 2 years, and there's something like, I want to say between two accounts, I've got something like 50,000 emails I have not read. And only like 5 of them were an issue. And somebody called me or texted me and was like, "Did you get my email?" So sorry to be like that. But honestly, I used to spend an hour a day on email just to be timely and considerate. So if you're too nice and you have too much of a sense of obligation, which women are trained to have in our culture, in most cultures, all cultures, yeah, it's a huge time suck, and that is gonna hurt the business. So this year, now that I know what I need to focus on, what the order of business is, that's where my focus is for recouping time. It's like, do I actually have to? Sometimes it's something that I really shouldn't put off, like we're doing some estate planning right now. But does it have to happen today, though? Is it weird that I'm not getting back to my lawyer? Yes, but like, he thinks I'm weird anyway. It's fine. So, it's a little rambly, but I hope that helps. And people have really loved the updates for this, but otherwise I'm seeing a lot more interest in the tourism side of stuff, which is kind of what I have to focus on to qualify for that tax status. So let me know by engaging with the videos however you like, if you like this stuff, or if you have specific questions, if you're going through something similar and you want to share, or even if you have a similar business and you want to collab, because I love collaboration. So good luck with taxes. God bless us, everyone.